Please welcome the Outreach Coordinator for California Family Council and California State Delegate, Sophia Lorey.
Good morning, Colorado. My name is Sophia Lorey, and I am from California. And being here all day with you all yesterday, you made sure to let me know you were sorry for me, you were scared of me, and you won't hold that against me, which I don't know why y'all would say that, but in California, I work for California Family Council, where our mission is to advance God's design for life, family, and liberty through California's church, capital, and culture. And while it is evident most everyone here is pretty familiar with how progressive California legislation can be, I want to let those that aren't familiar know about a few headlines California Family Council has released just over the past 2 months. California parents will be reported for child abuse if they don't affirm their children through California Bill AB 957. California Democrats vote down AB 229 to make rape and sex trafficking a violent felony. California Democrats stick by law SB 357 that legalizes loitering for prostitution. California Bill AB 230 mandates menstrual products in third-grade boy restrooms. California Bill AB 598 would teach 7th graders how to have an abortion. SB 407 will force California foster parents to affirm LGBTQ+ ideology, and California Assemblyman claims parents are Christian white supremacists for objecting to pornographic books in public education. So to be completely transparent, advocating for truth and upholding biblical values every day in California feels a lot like how I would imagine Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego felt when they refused to bow down to the king and then were thrown into the fiery furnace. At California, we represent the Christians who refuse to bow down as we engage in a steadfast battle, actively opposing and resisting the profoundly detrimental bills that have been previously mentioned. One of our most recent battles has been centered around a particular bill, SB 59, which aims to place menstrual products in male restrooms across all state-owned buildings. SB 59 ultimately disregards the inherent dignity of women by attempting to obscure obvious biological distinctions between males and females. This is completely illogical. So I testified against it at the California Capitol. And I want you to all firsthand see what California senators had to say.
Let's walk through basic biology. Only females have to endure monthly menstruation where the lining of the uterus sheds, causing blood to flow from their uterus through their cervix and out of their vagina. Does a man have a uterus? No. Does a man have a cervix? No. Does a man have a vagina? No. Thus, males do not have a menstrual cycle. Let me repeat that. Males do not and cannot have a menstrual cycle. Your bill makes a mockery of this reality.
I do just want to note, with respect to some of the anti-LGBTQ hate groups who testified today, and that's what they are, let's just be clear, and especially with the one anti-LGBTQ hate group that that is now, I guess, portraying itself as having somehow fought for women's equality. I want to be clear that these same homophobic, transphobic organizations opposing this bill today also oppose equality for women. How many of them are trying to get the ERA put into the Constitution? They're fighting against women's reproductive health. So this whole notion that somehow it's pro-women to be anti-trans is absurd, and I want to thank the author and all of the supporters and sponsors for acknowledging that. Happy to move the bill.
You know, just hearing the opposition testimony today, part of my concern coming into this hearing and in regards to this bill really was the hate and misinformation that comes out of some folks, some groups, and I really think about, you know, individuals that I'm worried about people being harmed. And so I'm happy to support the bill today, but I want us to really recognize that there is fear, there is hate out there, there is a lot of misinformation, and I think that we also need to work towards making sure that that there is, if there's any way kind of prevent any harm for individuals, that we do that as well.
And it makes me sad when we do hear misinformation and what comes across as uncollaborative and just hateful. So I hope that we move this forward and we can all agree that having these in restrooms as women is important. So thank you.
So, what is the result of the progressive, anti-truth, and anti-Christian ideologies that are being pushed in California? Well, California's mass exodus. The exodus from California is primarily driven by a growing discontent with the multitude of progressive bills and ideologies being enacted. And while I hate nothing more than to be the bearer of bad news, today I'm here to let you know that you can try to ignore or run away from California. But California is coming for you, your children, and your conservative values. If you do choose to disregard California, I need you to understand that to push abortion and gender ideology in California alone is not enough for Governor Newsom, Senator Scott Wiener, and many of the California legislators. They are no longer waiting for California legislation to simply influence other blue states to copy and paste our bills. Governor Newsom is now signing bills into law which directly target your children and your rights no matter what state you live in. For example, our legislators are currently pushing SB 345, which seeks to protect doctors who provide abortion medication, puberty blockers, or cross-sex hormones by mail to people in states where these are banned and not allowed. Last year, Governor Newsom signed these 3 bills into law. SB 107, which empowers California state courts to remove out-of-state children from their parents' custody and take temporary jurisdiction of the child if they come to California because they can't get sterilizing drugs and mutilating treatments in their home states, or because their parents object to it. AB 204 allocates $20 million of California taxpayer dollars for women from other states to travel to California to receive an abortion. And SB 1142 will cover the cost for pregnant mothers to come from out of state to California to abort their child. This includes airfare, hotels, Ubers to and from the abortion clinic. And worst of all, California will cover the cost to babysit your children in one room while covering the cost to kill their sibling in the other room. California is coming for you, your children, and your conservative values. In addition to signing such bills into law, Governor Gavin Newsom has taken further action. He has gone as far as to put pro-abortion billboards in Texas, Indiana, Mississippi, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, and Oklahoma. The billboards state remarks such as, "Texas doesn't own your body, you do," or "Need an abortion? California is ready to help." On quite a few of the billboards, Newsom quotes Mark 12:31, which reads, "Love your neighbor as yourself. There is no greater commandment than these." My governor is intentionally misusing scripture as a deeply perverted justification to help women end the life of their innocent unborn children. In response, California Family Council released the following video.
I'm proud to be able to put those billboards up, proud to be in a position to be able to afford it and do so through the campaign. Our donors are asking for more of that. They believe in women's freedom and right to choose.
Choosing to ignore California is not to be on the right side of history. What happens in California will happen in your state and will happen across the nation if we don't stop it here. I want to challenge you. Many Americans today claim that if they were alive during slavery, there's no doubt in their mind they would be abolitionists. They claim they would have been on the right side of history. Today, we have the chance to be on the right side of history. California leadership is doing all they can to push, promote, and legalize the dismemberment of innocent, vulnerable children in the womb, and then to mutilate and sterilize them once they are out of the womb. I want to challenge you to engage and fight, to be on the right side of history. And one side is killing innocent children, cutting off the healthy body parts of teens, and can't even tell you what the difference between a male and a female is. There should not be a doubt in your mind what the right and wrong sides are. As I mentioned earlier, being a Christian and being a conservative in California feels like what I would imagine it felt like to be thrown into the fiery furnace like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were. But we must not forget, after standing for what is right, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were not alone in that fiery furnace. God protected them and delivered them. If we want to be Western strong, we must be California strong. So partner with California Family Council to fight theological ideologies and to stand for what is good, true, and right. Thank you.
Please